Your show will go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Log Talk Radio.
It's indeed a pleasure to introduce his son and present to others the host with the most, Dr. Lawrence D. Smith. They call him coach, they call him doc, they call him the love guru. Without further ado, let's present Dr. Lowe. Make it do what it is.
My, God has blessed us one more time. Coming for you on Terrific Tuesday. I'm excited because this is the opportunity for Dr. Lowe's show to be aired on WVSW Radio, the internet station. We're number one. And this is a truly relationship talk show. It's real with no filters. So we're excited to come before you. The call-in number so you can be a part of the show is 347-857-4192. Press 1. And I'll make sure I get you online by identifying the last 4 digits of your cell or your telephone. Ask for your location, and you can chat with Dr. Lawrence D. Smith as we talk about our title of tonight's show is Emotional Abuse. Habits are guaranteed relationship killers. So I want you to keep in mind emotional abuse habits. Think about that for a second so you can kind of get yourself in the right perspective. You also can go to the web link and check us out where you can listen to the show. That's www.blogtalkradio.com/WVSW Internet Talk Radio. Tweet the show at Zeta Phi Sigma _ 10, where we're partnering with the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Sigma chapter of Greenville, Alabama, at Lorenza D. Smith 15. The live broadcasts are being brought to you on the different social media sites. We'll start off with Big O Live, and that's at Dr. L. Diaberto Smith. Then we have Facebook. That's facebook.com with the same as Big O. That's Dr. L. Diaberto Smith. Instagram, Z Squad Greenville 1981, where the partner with the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Sigma chapter of Greenville, Alabama. Also, you have a chance to check us out on TikTok, and we're excited about that. And it's Dr. L. Diaberto Smith. And then you have YouTube. That's YouTube television. We're being broadcast under the station of the Smithway Enterprise. And you can go to the Smithway Enterprise and see we're live. We ask you to subscribe or just listen to what we're sharing with you. If you want to check us out on demand, have several opportunities. You have Rumply, where we have WVSW Radio, the internet station with number 23, along with Truth, that's the same as WVSW Radio, the internet station 23. Tumblr, you have Dr. Lowe Smith -blog, and also Twitter. Again, that's Lorenza D. Smith 15, along with partners with the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Sigma _ 10. We would like for you to know that WVSW Radio, the internet station, we're number one, has listeners and watchers in 41 countries, heard worldwide on 6 continents. You also can register for WVSW Radio giveaways by sending us your name, and you can send it to WVSW Radio, the internet station 23 @gmail.com. You also can provide us with a means of transaction if you choose to. The 4 we're working with, where you may be receiving a love offering, that's Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. Send it to WVSW Radio, the internet station 23 @gmail.com. To sow a seed with this radio station of $1, you can Cash App Lorenza D. Smith and be a part of this. Our title again tonight is Emotional Abuse Habits Are Guaranteed Relationship Killers. We're just going to kind of focus on just the title in itself, but just let's look at emotional abuse habit. Do you know what emotional abuse habits are? Too many times we kind of forget about the emotional part and how well being a well-being that we must be mature enough, stable enough so we can be successful. So if you experience an emotional abuse, you can already recognize the habits that goes along with emotional abuse because you encounter it. The question is, are you able, are you willing to seek the help so you can address the emotional abuse that you've been through? It is a guaranteed relationship killer. You may see something different, but the truth of the matter, it will kill the relationship. What we want to focus on first is with our title is a emotional abuse habit, a guaranteed relationship killer. Let's look at the emotional well-being in a relationship. What do that mean? What do that mean? Emotional well-being. I want you to ask yourself that. Because when we talk about emotional well-being, we always want you to have a positive state of your emotion. I didn't say of your mind. I say of your emotions. You want to be in a positive state. Life satisfaction. You want it to be positive. A sense of meaning and purpose. You want it to be positive. And the ability to pursue self-defined goals. That's what emotional well-being means in a relationship. So you want to be stable. You want to put yourself in a position so you can be successful. You want to be mature. You don't want to just fly off the handle because see, these elements that you may see or be exposed to when you're talking about emotional well-being includes a sense of balance in emotion. You have to be able to control your feelings along with your grief, your anger. Those are telltales of emotional elements. When you cannot balance your emotion, you become unbalanced and you're in a relationship that you create unbalance in the relationship. Emotional well-being element also include thoughts. See, if you are not emotional stable or emotional mature, your thoughts going to be all over the place. Have you ever been around someone when they're talking, they'll jump from subject to subject to subject to subject? That's a chaotic mind. Their emotional ability to be stable is not in place. When you encounter that, that's one habit you need to recognize and realize that you can't change that. The only way they're going to change it, they have to seek the help, seek the counseling, seek the therapy or the support so they can be successful. If they have their thoughts are chaotic, their life is chaotic. Social relationship is another element of emotional well-being. How is your relationship in the public? How's your relationship with your family? How's your relationship with your friends? Are you constantly bumping head and using your emotional state of not being well, have wellness or well-being to create problems in your relationship? So that element is something many of us encounter every day. We encounter it so much that we have a tendency to kind of focus and use this famous word that comes along with it, feelings. How do I feel? See, it's all about, when I ask you how you feel, you need to tell me your state of mind, your physical, your well-being, your mental, and your spiritual and your financial part. How do I feel? Don't allow feelings to control your emotional well-being. See, being that feeling is part of emotion, you can't let it be. You are so emotional that you become chaotic. You're creating problems that are really not there. See, in a healthy relationship, people have a empathetic, or a lot of time empathetic listeners in their life. See, you got to be able to be empathetic so you can listen to what's going on, not respond in the manner the other individual respond. If their mind is chaotic, their well-being emotionally is not in order, don't allow you to become be unstable where you're not able to function because you're feeding off them. If you with someone in a relationship and their emotional well-being is off cue, most of the time you're going to have some challenges. You're going to have to realize you cannot fix them. You can only make an effort to fix yourself, and that's by seeking support, seeking counseling, so you can be the best version of yourself. Even in a healthy relationship, mates can discuss problems that may arise during the day and receive a trusted second opinion. See, that's just someone that's who's emotional well off, we'll say. Their well-being in the emotional aspect is mature. They can handle someone else's opinion. But when you're in a relationship with someone who's chaotic, their mind is chaotic, and they're so emotional, they're all over the place. They cannot accept anybody's opinion but their opinion. They want to be right. That's almost like the thing I always share with people about the smartest person that's supposed to be in the room. Those people have their mind are running a mile a minute, and there's little chaos. And they're going to be going from thing to thing to thing, but they want to impress you enough to say, I know more than you know. And the truth of the matter, they actually may know, but if they are not in order, not stable, when they're chaotic in their mind and they're trying to run a lot of things across to you, then they're not going to accept a second opinion because they always wants to be right. Have you been around someone like that always wants to be right? They're never going to be wrong, no matter what you do or what you say. You can give them facts, you can give them data, prove it, have your resources there, and they still will just go with what their mind is telling them, go with what their thoughts. So we're talking about our title, which is emotional abuse habit. So if you are emotionally unstable, then you will be chaotic. You will also take on that habit of always wanting to be right and never wants to be wrong. You want to debate in a spirited or argumentative way every time someone says something. We can't work. So when we're talking about emotional well-being in a relationship, we also want to encourage you to think about how to react to those individuals, how to react to your experience and your feelings. Because in emotional unstability, those individuals cannot operate in the manner they need to operate because they're not stable. And to be that old saying, we're all on the point of insanity. All it takes is one thing that pushes over, which may be one emotional thing that pushes over to the other side. There's a show that comes on one of the on the cable channel called Snap. People were so emotional, their feelings guided them. They became chaotic in their mind, and they snapped. And when they woke up, lives had been taken. Some devastation had occurred because their reaction was to think that what they're doing or feel what they're doing is the right thing. A chaotic mind cannot be right. We can allow a chaotic mind to lead you. What you want to make sure that your reaction to your experience, your reaction to feelings can always change over time because you experience something different every day. So you have to work forth and put the greatest effort in place to be emotionally stable. Don't allow anyone to push you to a unemotional place because sometimes there's no point of return. Give a shout out to our first sponsor, L&T Store Lawn Service, LLC, the best manicure expert in South Central Alabama.
That's right, hard work. Check out L&T Stalwart Lawn Service, LLC, the manicure expert in South Central Alabama. For more information, call Mr. Tony Stalwart at 334-300-7401. Again, that's 334-300-7401. Or just go to Facebook and check out Anthony Stalwart. Anthony, and we can connect with you. So we look forward to making it do what it do.
L&T Stalwart Lawn Service, check them out. The manicure expert in South Central Alabama. They can work in your lawn and get it as beautiful because it becomes springtime. Or if you need some logs removed, some debris on your property moved, they can work with you. That's Anthony Stalwart. Go to Facebook, type in Anthony Stalwart, or call him at 334-300-7401. That's Anthony Stalwart, L&T Stalwart Lawn Service, LLC. As we was talking about the meaning of emotional well-being in a relationship, we just talked about a couple things, and I want to close it out and use this, and you can relate to a person being emotional wellness. See, emotional wellness is important, like physical wellness, medical wellness. You need to be well in what you do emotionally. See, emotional wellness is the ability to successfully handle life stresses. See, when you're under stress, you have a tendency to lose your stability emotionally and sometimes mentally, and your health physically. You lose an opportunity to handle the stress of life because there will be stresses in your life. You also lose the ability, if you don't put it in order, to adapt to changes. See, emotional wellness allows you to adapt to changes or change. And the difficult times going to come. We all going to experience difficult times. So we have to make sure we are emotional well. We're emotional stable. We're emotional mature. Give a shout out to Carol Davis that's joining us. Thank you so much, Carol, for being a part of it. Slimney Lebdu joining us. Thank you so much. We also have the ultimate, as it looks like, I'm gonna say ultimate ET Sand Things. Also, Giovanna Williams with the number 8. Thank you so much. We have Ralph Davis joining us. Also, we have quite a few on TikTok. Edwin, thank you for joining us. Along with Byron Fang, thank you. Angelo Williams is joining us. Rico just added to the list. Chris Wilson, thank you, Chris, for being a part of this. Junior Fred, thank you so much. Also, Richard, and that's Herman, number 1, along with a user and many others. And as we move forward, we'll give you a shout out and let you know we appreciate you being a part of this. Appreciate you joining us, and we're going to continue to make it do what it do. As we move forth, the next segment will focus on why it's important to be emotional mature in a relationship. Think about what maturity is and how it's defined. Mature is being able to use the experience that you have encountered with the knowledge you've been gained to act in a manner that sets you apart from others. Your maturity will set you apart from other individuals. Too many times we get caught up, want to be part of the group. When you stand out, you stand out. You have some people who have recognized themselves as in their best version. Some people say, well, somebody else had to do that. But when you are the best version of yourself, other people recognize who you are and whom you are. So when we're talking about why it's important to be emotional mature, see, maturity enables mates to stick it out when the going get tough and to let go of negative feelings. That's what maturity allows you to do. You're willing to work through it. See, maturity is all about how much work you're ready to put in. See, immaturity is that when the work get tough, you don't want to put no more and you dash, you run for the hills. See, I always say when people show themselves, believe what you see because it's not going to change. You don't say tomorrow it may be better. The truth of the matter, they can't go anywhere but down. When they show themselves to be negative, show that they're not mature, show that they're disrespectful, they show that they operate on feelings, it's not going to change. It's going to be the same. A mature person take their experience and grow from it. A mature person, when things get tough, they tighten their knuckles up and they get to work. They get at them. They get at it. They don't give up. And that's why you have to make sure you work on dealing with things that are happening in your life. Life is not always going to be positive. A lot of times you're going to have some negative consequences. How do you respond to those consequences? See, people got to realize too many times we get caught up in becoming the victim. See, that's part of your immaturity. When you say, I am the victim. Okay, I was in this relationship for so many years, and this person did me wrong. And you always talk about what the person did to you. What did you do to them? That's what we're talking about, emotional maturity. You mature enough to know that in a relationship, it takes two. And if you're giving 100%, if they give it 100%, then it goes lacking. Both of you all did give the 100%. Don't say you gave the 100% and they didn't give 100%. You know, the biggest thing when you ask, why did a relationship break up? The first thing come up, infidelity. It's always that, but you, as you know it, it's always not on so much on the person. It always the person that you're talking to, they gonna say, "Oh, that was them. It wasn't me." And the truth of the matter, both of y'all did something that caused that relationship. It might have been infidelity, maybe an emotional abuse from you. Let's not act like we all innocent. So you have to accept your part of responsibility. That's emotional maturity. Always blaming the mate. Ask yourself, was I doing all I'm supposed to do? Why did that person choose to take that route right there? Were they trying to tell you exactly what was going on? But you may have chose not to hear them. But truly, you got to keep in mind that you have to listen. Give a shout out to my frat brother. None other than Brother Tony Brakey out of the great state of Georgia. Brother Brakey, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting what we're trying to do. We got again an ID number, which is a user. Thank you for joining us and being a part of this. We also have a few other individuals and quite a few I want to give a shout out before I move to our next segment when we do our commercial for our sponsor, Gardner Davis. Thank you so much. You also have Roosevelt Anderson. Thank you, Roosevelt, for joining us again. You have Edwin. Thank you for taking part. We have Durant Ashford 465 joining us. Thank you so much for taking time and being a part of this. We want to give a shout out to our next sponsor. See, God continue to bless us with individuals that want to be a part of this, individuals that feel like I need to support you, Doc. What you're doing is a good thing, and I appreciate hearing that. This is Mary Ruth's Restaurant out of Georgiana, Alabama.
Are you looking for home-cooked food in a family-friendly environment? Well, look no further than Mary Ruth's. Mary Ruth's Restaurant, located at 261 State Highway 106 in beautiful Georgiana, Alabama. Great food in a family-friendly environment. Mary Ruth's Restaurant offers home-cooked breakfast. All the fixings, you name it, they've got it. And not just home-cooked breakfast. Home-cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. Mary Ruth's Restaurant specializes in a meat and 3 vegetables meal, and meat and seafood Friday, barbecue Saturday, and it's all cut fresh and made from scratch, including the desserts and so much more. Good. Stop by 261 West State Highway 106 in Georgiana. Mary Ruth's Restaurant. Call today 334-362-4032. That's 334-362-4032. Mary Ruth's Restaurant. Home-cooked meals, family-friendly environment, great food. Who could ask for more in a restaurant? Mary Ruth's Restaurant in Georgiana. Breakfast from 7 a.m. until 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Lunch from 11 to 2. And dinner from 5 until 9. Barbecue Saturdays begin at 11 a.m. and last until 9. Mary Ruth's Restaurant in Georgiana. Home-cooked food with a family-friendly environment. Come on by. Dinner from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m.
If you get an opportunity, give Mary Ruth a call. That's their co-owners. You have the members of the Blue and White family, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Brother Marvin Lala Smith, along with his wife, Sarah Katrina Roper Smith, 90950. And that's Mary Ruth Restaurant, one of the best Southern foods being prepared by awesome. Thank you so much for supporting us, Mary Ruth Restaurant. As we talk about the importance of emotional maturity, let me leave a couple things with you. See, mature people love their mates unconditionally. See, to love somebody, you can't have conditions on it. That's an immature person. And see, they do not stay focused on resentments and imperfection of marriage tied to past hurts. Emotional maturity is an essential aspect of both professional and personal life. So your emotional maturity tells individual how you function as a professional. Your emotional maturity tells people or gives a description of you in your personal life. If you're immature, that means that you're not going to be able to function well in a setting that requires you to make mature decisions. Sometimes we wonder why we're not in the leadership role. We wonder why we're not in these positions and so on. Because we lack that emotional maturity in both professional and personal life. See, when you're emotional mature, it allows you as an individual to navigate and manage your emotions effectively. See, you can manage them. Your emotional, just a few of them, your feelings. See, if you're emotional mature, you can handle those feelings. Those feelings never get out of hand. You don't, this is the way I feel. You operate on, this is what I think. This is what I think and what I believe. When you say, I feel this way, now you're putting your emotions in it. It also allows you to navigate your emotions. Your maturity allows you to do that. Give a shout out to Miss Bush, EDS. Member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. A shout out to Jay, joining us. Also, Wallace Hawkins. Thank you so much, fam, for joining us and being a part. Ara T. Stafford, join us. Terry Smith, thank you. Susan Timms 0. Those individuals slowly joining us. Thank you so much. And look like this Marte, thank you so much for joining us and being a part of us. As we look at our emotions and being mature, just remember, when you're able to navigate and manage your emotion effectively, it leads to improved relationships, better decision making, and overall well-being. See how emotional maturity allows you to be effective in life and be successful? It allows you to be the best version of yourself. Are you the best version of yourself? Think about your emotional well-being. Am I mature to handle things? Am I mature to handle my emotions effectively? Am I mature to make the right decisions? See, the decisions we make in life have either a positive or a negative consequence. Too many times people will tell you just like this. What I did when I was young, I made mistakes. But those choices you made in your life that can affect you the older you get. Except that you made those decisions based on emotions. And it allows you to be able to, you can come back from it. But until you accept that it wasn't a mistake, it was just not the right choice at that time, you will continue to be an immature person. You'll continue to make decisions and blame other people. That's what you want to do. You want to blame somebody else. Or use this, I was young. We all was young. The world don't owe either one of us anything. And making excuses or saying it was a mistake and not dealing with where you are today. Yes, it happened when you was in your 20s, but now you're 40 and you still talking about it was a mistake. No, it was a choice. And that choice you made was not for your overall well-being. What you have done, and hopefully in the 20 years grown to understand there are consequences, whether they're positive or negative, on the success of your life. It's nobody else's fault. Give a shout out to my kin folks. Annie Catlett Smith. Thank you so much, Annie, for joining us and being a part of our next topic. Is really important because I want to talk about it, because we're going to talk about why do mates have to be emotional compatible. After our next sponsors, we want to give a shout out to an awesome group of individuals that are really working hard to bring a product to you. Our listeners, bring a product to those individuals who are interested in perfume, interested in soap. This is an awesome group, Soap Gems by Jackson and Grace.
If you want to purchase some of the best soap and perfume sales in South Central Alabama, contact Soap Gems by Jackson and Grace. The owner is Miss Jennifer Jackson. Contact number 251-369-1344, or go to Facebook. Type in Jennifer with one N Jackson or Charlie's Angel. There are several items like bombshells, chance of a lifetime, Honey Lovers, Straight Savage, Manpower, Goat Milk Lotion, and Calming Lavender Sea Salt. So please check her out. Again, that number is 251-369-1344. Soap Gems by Jackson and Grace.
Yeah. Come on out. Woo. My. Soap Gems by Jackson and Grace. Give Jennifer Jackson a call at 251-369-1344. Or go to Facebook, type in Jennifer with one N Jackson or Charlie's Angel, and you can direct message her to share some things. Say what all you have to offer. Let me see your inventory. She do a lot of pop-ups and a lot of places she's set up down in Connecticut County in South Central Alabama. You can go down there and check her out. Look at that schedule, but go to Facebook and just type in her name, and then she can talk with you and share where she's going to be at. We want to give a shout out to Youngstown Sigma 1914. The brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. We thank you for joining us. We'll give a shout out to Lil J Money that's joining us. I love _ Jesus, it says Jesus. Us is joining us. Pat Logan is joining us. And there was one or two more that slid by. I don't want them to get by. That's Fred Mosley. Thank you. Jesse James joining us. Thank you so much. Florence Boyd is joining us. So and we have a user also in there. Thank each and every joining us. I'm excited because hopefully be sharing something. Our next segment is focused on why do mates have to be emotional compatible. We had a show on emotional compatibility the other day, incompatibility. First of all, when we talk about emotional well-being, it's saying that you have to be mature to put the work in as a couple. See, being mature and dealing with your emotional aspect, it's going to get tough. It's going to get tight. And when it get tight, you either say, well, I'm going to work it out or I'm going to run. I'm going to leave. I'm going to disappear. See, we're going to have negative challenges and consequences that leads to negative feelings. But if you unconditionally love that person, if you won't focus on resentment or focus on imperfection and spend your time worrying about past hurt, you have a chance to be compatible with someone. See, emotional connection is the key to compatibility. See, when you meet someone, you should get some feeling of connection. It don't take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times that you have to go on a date to determine whether you connect with that person, because your inner self is the key to it. See, we connect by our inner self. We don't connect from the external. We connect from the internal. Too many times we want to wear our feelings outside on our shoulder. But when we emotional connect with someone, it is important for our mental health because it provides us a safe space. See, a lot of us don't want to be in relationships because we don't feel safe. Might be from past hurt, might be from past emotional abuse habits, your lack of maturity. All of this come into play. So what you try to do is you try to find a safe place so you can feel comfortable. Your mental well-being needs to be in a position so as an individual you can express how you truly feel. See, when you're emotional connected with someone or emotional mature, you have no problems telling people how you feel and not worry about how they're going to take it. The key to it is that whether you're feeling positive or feeling negative, you have the ability to express it when you have emotional connection. See, the closeness with friends, family, and a romantic partner can also help your physical health benefits. You smile. Like I said, it doesn't take more. It takes more muscle to frown than smile. When someone says smile, sometimes when you hear it, it makes you feel good inside, because there's a lot of people walking around with a stank face all the time. And in that face, that's saying that something emotionally is going on with you. And you are not in a position to be compatible with anyone. And you have to understand compatibility is very important. See, and we ask the question, why is emotional compatibility important? See, having the same interests at heart Now we're still talking about the inner self. You see where your emotional closeness and connection and your compatibility come from is your inner self. If you're not connecting from your inner self, you can't make something happen that's not capable or not meant to be. See, when your heart connects with someone and you have the same interest, it helps you as a couple to stay emotional connected to one another. See, the most important ingredient for compatible relationships is having shared set of values. Shared sets of values. Your emotional connection puts you in that position. You value being respected, and you value respecting others. This allows you to connect emotionally. It allows you to be compatible emotionally. So that's why you really need to be emotional compatible in a relationship. Your compatibility will add to some good days. It'll allow you to work together and take on the challenges. But you got to sit down and have some values that meets where it's mutual. If you want to be emotional compatible, you have to make sure you feel safe around that individual. If you're feeling unsafe, don't continue. Don't continue going through what we call is going through emotion. Because you become emotional. And when you become emotional, you get in your feelings. Then you become the person that's fearful. You fear being in a relationship. You fear of failing in a relationship. You fear of not being successful. So the F is you become frightened. No longer you're safe. You become emotional unstable. Or you become argumentative. And last but not least, the fear that comes when you're not compatible and things are not working out is resentment. See, when you begin to resent individuals, there's going to be a time when you just not going to be able to make it. Truly, you have to put yourself in that position that you want to be successful. We're going to give a shout out to our next sponsor, and then we'll move to our next segment, which is discuss what are emotional abuse. Our next sponsor is TriStat LLC, and I'm excited because Mr. William Scott, he's working with us to put us in a position to be successful. I thank him so much. TriStat LLC.
TriStat LLC can grow your business. We provide specialized business and management consulting services. TriStat LLC meets your consulting needs in the industry of engineering, accounting, research, and management service sector. Contact Mr. William Scott at 334-320-5438 or 334-526-0228.
Well, thank Mr. William Scott and TriStat LLC, a consulting firm that can meet your needs. So if you need something done, go see, give Mr. William Scott. If you're located in Central Alabama, you can see him in Selma, Alabama, or either Montgomery, Alabama. Go to his office, talk with him and see, or give him a call, and he'll be able to respond and share what the research they're doing, what kind of training programs they have for managers, for staff, and so on. The number is 334-320-5438. 5438. That's Mr. William Scott, TriStat LLC. Give a shout out to Larry. Thank you so much for joining. Is that Haley Lussinger? Thank you so much. You two users that's joining us. We have Mr. G911 joining us. Thank you so much. We have JoJo. Thank you, Greenwood. Thank you so much. We have James Swedenberg. Thank you so much. We have Rachel Copeland. Thank you for joining us. Then we have Tommy Taylor that's joining us. We have this is Kenida. Thank you so much. Andrea Hogan joining us. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We have Pebbles Spearman. Thank you, Pebbles, for thanking time. The Black Fat Dog. That's what they say. Pat Logan joining us. Thank you so much, each and every one of you all. Try to give you a shout out as we move forward. And we move to our next segment, which is discuss what are emotional abuse habits. I want you to keep in mind when we're talking about emotional abuse habits, it relates to you being in control of your behavior, being able to maintain or monitor your personal behavior, such as take something like spending time with and how they spend money. This has to do with emotional abuse habit, monitoring and controlling personal behavior, spending time with and how they spend money, threatening a person's safety, that's a habit, as well as their property or other loved ones, isolating isolate a person from family, friends, and acquaintances, demeaning, shaming, humiliating a person, extreme jealousy, accusing, paranoid. These are some things that falls under the habits of emotional abuse. Constantly, if you threaten somebody, person's safety, your emotional abuse is there. That's why we say when it's a relationship, you give 100%. When there is never always the perpetrator and the victim, not all the time. A lot of times, both of them are perpetrated. It's just that one of them that received the most or the worst of it is considered to be the victim. But did you do some things? Was you controlling? Did you use your tongue to lash them people in half, talking and just consider it being disrespectful? You accuse. You're jealous. You're paranoid. You try to demean, shame, or humiliate a person. Those are habits that are developed from being in bad relationships, whether it's a family, friend, romantic, work, whatever it may be. Though you develop those habits because you've been getting away. They say if a child get away with something for so long, and then you get into adulthood, they still will be doing the same thing. They'll be still doing the same thing because they've been getting away with it. Make sure you focus on being emotionally healthy. And here's some signs of emotional abuse in a romantic relationship. See a partner who makes threats, threaten to break up, divorce, withhold love, deny sex, anything else along those lines, create fear and anxiety about the relationship. Remember the word fear? I gave you the acronym, frightened. You're frightened to death that you're going to lose control. The E, you're emotionally unstable. The A is you're argumentative all the time. And then you become resentful. So you have a fear. So you use things that create anxiety. You withhold love. You deny sex. You always threaten to break up or divorce. All of this is a part of the threats that you give to your mate. The second thing is a partner who uses degrading language, name calling, degrading language, cursing at another person is abusive, period. A partner who tries to isolate you. I said that earlier when we was talking just a few minutes about the habits. A partner who antagonizes you, wants you to get upset. They want you to react. They want you to respond. That's emotional. That's something, that's why we say we need to get both sides of the story and find out the truth in the middle. Because a lot of time people will make it sound like the other person was, because they may have been a little bit more abusive physically, but they're emotionally abusive. I just don't know nobody just walk in the house and just start wailing on somebody without something that transpired that pushed it over the edge. Get emotional help. Get support. Seek counseling, therapy, so you can be the best version of yourself. So when you're antagonizing, you name calling, you have your cruel sarcasm, harmful nicknames, insulted by appearance, serve to embarrass an individual or to make you bad about yourself. Your goal is to be the best version of yourself. If you're the best version of yourself, no one else can make you feel bad. You can make yourself feel bad, but they can't. A partner, when we're talking about emotional abuse in a romantic relationship, who gaslights you. And gaslighting is a form of manipulation that undermines the recipient's reality. And it meant to leave them insecure. People all about, you don't know nobody because he or she is insecure, he is insecure. See, that's because they want to manipulate the situation. They're undermining what you're doing by saying that. A lot of times they're gaslighting. See, because they're unsure of themselves and they question their own sanity. The next one is a partner who is constantly critical and cruel is a good and a prime example of an individual who are emotional abuse. Think about the relationship you've been in or the one you're in now. Are any of those applied to you? Are you in the encounter? It's easy for us to say there's some domestic violence in there, but we see the physical part, but we don't see the emotional part. We don't believe that exists because we're so emotionally immature that we don't realize that when a person is not mature, they're going to use all of these things here: name calling, sarcasm, nickname, harmful nicknames, insults. They're going to gaslight. They're going to create fear and anxiety. They're always going to be threatening. These are the things they're going to do. That's emotional abuse. How do you deal with it? I said from the beginning. Seek the help you need. You need from a professional. If you can't afford and your insurance will not cover your session, betterhelp.com. They have a system worldwide. You can call and they can set you up with a counselor that can help you be the best version of yourself. You won't have to do the work, but they'll lead you and guide you the best they can. Wherever you want to go, they'll take you. So when we're talking about how you deal with emotional abuse in a relationship, but always keep in mind that emotionally abused behavior, when something is said, implied, or done to intentionally hurt someone. So emotional abuse behavior is an intent to hurt you. They're trying to hurt your feelings, and they're going to do it over an extended period of time. Examples would be day-to-day bickering, teasing, insulting, other negative behavior that happen in an ordinary relationship. Just keep in mind, a partner of emotional, hurtful behavior can eventually evolve into an emotionally abusive relationship. In that emotional abusive relationship, you're going to experience from your partner a lot of name calling, putting you down, threatening, intimidating, using fear, the fear of leaving you. We always hear that come up. We want to get prepared, so if I'm in a relationship, somebody leave me, I can still survive. See, some of the skills that what helps you is not also the money, is always the skill of being able to take care of yourself. See, you're not fearful when you can take care of yourself. If you was taught and experienced it in your home, because I said it in my home, my mother made sure we did the things that we could take care of ourselves, whether we was a boy, a girl, a man, or a woman. So you won't have to be leaning on someone. You don't have to have the fear of them leaving, because you can do it yourself. That's how you deal with emotional abuse in a relationship. Show them that you're capable of doing it yourself. See, if you're in an abusive relationship, recognize that you cannot change your mate. See, the only way people change is they got to choose to change. And it's best to seek help. For example, if your insurance won't cover counseling and therapy, betterhelp.com. Yeah, you may have to pay something, but it's better to pay something than have to pay it all. Abusive relationship, when you see it, also besides you seeking help, you got to leave that relationship. Don't stay there. The old saying, when people show themselves, believe what you see, then you need to run as fast as you can. We're getting at the lateness of the hour, so we want to continue to wrap this up. And these are some things I want you to really be aware of to help you move in the direction you need to be successful. Be aware of the signs of emotional abuse, because emotional abuse functions to make you feel small, makes you feel small, and strips you of your independence and self-worth. See, that's what emotional abuse is all about. You're stripping you of your self-worth. Know your rights. You have the right to be treated with respect within an equal relationship with your mate. You have the right to change your mind and or end the relationship if it is no longer serving you. Next thing, realize that you cannot change your partner. Maybe your partner understand and realize that he or she is hurting you, but it's not your responsibility to change them. Don't retaliate, because that gives them a reason to take it to the next level. See, abusers are excellent manipulators. They may provoke you to the point of breaking the blame, the point of breaking and then blaming you for everything. Reach out for support, as I've been saying. BetterHelp.com. Go use your insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield, whatever it may be. Take it to that and check online to see if they take Blue Cross. I'm talking about counseling along with therapy, so you can be the best version of yourself. We can no longer act like it be the stigma in our community. It was amazing. I listened to a contact person today, and it was talking about what percentage you think in the African American community of individuals that seek counseling. To be honest, probably about 3%. You can push it up to 5%, but that's way too many other people that need to have counseling and they don't seek it and don't get it. We're going to have chaos in our communities because people is chaotic in the mind. Seek the right help so we can be successful. That's what it's all about. I want to give a shout out to those brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Thank you for supporting what we're doing. As we get ready to close, it's a couple things I want to give a shout out. On Thursday, we have an awesome show planned. It is really going to be like 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the Minister Shannon show that's coming back. They're going to be coming. This is their first airing in about 2 years. And she have a host of guests that's going to be on there. There's going to be a team. It will be on Zoom. I give her the Zoom link and she'll pass. She's hosting this show, so she's going to make it do what it do. I am the producer, going to be here making sure everything is up and running and doing the best we can to be the best we could be. This is WVSW Radio, the internet station. We're number one. That's Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. The Ministry Shannon Show is coming back, and it has an awesome show planned for you on Thursday. If you're on the East Coast, that's 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm sorry, Eastern Standard Time. 7:30 Central Standard Time. It's been awesome, man. And we give a shout out to David Berry, Miss Bliss, Ashley Milbury. Thank you so much. We have it said Black Fat Dog, Pat Logan. We got some other ones kind of repeating in here. Rachel, thank you so much. Tommy Taylor, may have always get Lance Reeves, Reginald, thank you so much. Red Roses Bud, thank you. Betty Jordan, Regella Magia, thank you so much for being a part of this. Pork Chop joining us, thank you, Pork Chop. Vicky Nelson 6, user Patricia Banks, thank you so much. Nell Wise joining us, another user here. Randolph Trafton, thank you so much. Askin Hope, Dwayne Thomas, Colette Collar, 8, thank you so much. Paulette Reed, thank you for being. Pick 3, Stat Cat, thank you so much for being a part of this. Leroy Lockwood, thank you, I'm a user. Thank you, that's many of them. Thank you so much, Keith Cooper, Henrietta Newbin, thank you so much. Ear Hanger 195, Melvin, Whitney, Yvette Smith, thank you. Mitchell Pilgrim join us. Clifford is joining us. Rich 509, Willis Jackson, thank you. Gent G Corosy, thank you so much. 43, Mr. G, thank you so much for joining us. Again, Larry, thank you so much. You Sally, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for being a part. I want to give a shout out to the state tournament that's going on in Birmingham, Alabama. They're down to a level where it will be, and it's so sad. I'm getting here, and we're trying to get ourselves up and not lose anybody. But the tournament is going on in Birmingham. I've been going on all week. It started yesterday, and we had the 1A, 2A. Give a shout out to Georgiana High School boys down in Georgiana, Alabama. That's where Mary Ruth's restaurant is located, in Georgiana, Alabama, hometown, down there making it do what it needs to do. Give a shout out to Calhoun High School out of Lowndes County. Even though they didn't get to the championship, they are recognized. They made it to the semifinal, went to the Final Four, Calhoun High School. Along with shout out my frat brother, a member of Zeta Phi Sigma chapter of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. He's playing his boys at Jackson Aggies, Jackson High School, down in Jackson, Alabama. They're called the Aggies, and they're playing for the 4A semifinal to go to the state championship. None other than Brother Anthony Hayes, a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, Zeta Phi Sigma chapter of Greenville, Alabama. So we're real excited about that. I want to give a shout out down to T.R. Miller down there, and well-known Hall of Fame coach down there doing some awesome things. Continue to take his girls back on and on and on. Keep doing it down there, coach, down at T.R. Miller. In Montgomery coming up on tomorrow, you have a host of teams that are playing. You have over there at Brubaker. Brubaker is playing in the 5A. At Brubaker Magnet School, girls are playing in the 5A. Check them out. They're in the semifinals of the state tournament. Then you have Park Crossing girls that's in the 6A playing along with the boys of George Washington Carver High School. And then we want to give a shout out to Prattville Christian girls looking at a 4-peat, a 3 or 4-peat. Then we have the Prattville High School girls getting an opportunity to get at it. We give a shout out to Valley. They are the reigning champion from last year in 5A boys, and they're back again to make it do what it do. They're going to be playing on tomorrow. They got the 5A and the 6A playing tomorrow. Then on Thursday, you got the 7A that's going to be playing. And then you have the 1A championship and the 2A championship. Then you roll into all the championship all the way up to Saturday. Congratulations to each one of those teams. Truly, we're here offering our prayers and the travel, safe travel for your fans and family members, your school, and for the players and the coaches and administrators and your whole community. We're praying for safe travel. We're praying for success for each and every one of your schools. So we want to give them a shout out, those representing South Central Alabama, South Alabama, along with Central Alabama. Thank you so much for supporting what we're doing here. Let me give a shout out to Beverly Rudolph. Thank you, Beverly, for joining us and being a part of this. As we get ready to close out again on Thursday, the Minister Shannon Show that's returning out for 2 years, and she have a host of guests that they're going to be making it do what they do from 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to say /8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They'll be going for an hour and a half, and they're going to be talking about just what the issues are in our community. So we expect to have you support us on Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is WVSW Radio, the internet station. We're number one, and we're glad to bring this format before you. Thank you, each individuals on Facebook. Thank the individuals on Big O Live, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you, each and every one of y'all, for being a part of it. But as we get ready to close out, we're going to play our last promo. These are the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Sigma chapter. And as I stroll, they created a new one, and I wanted to make sure I can get to it. Hopefully I can. If I can find it, that we'll be able to play it. They got a new one they worked on and wanted to play it, but we still going to continue to look for it and make sure we have it on the set right here. But it's truly a blessing to be here before you, because WVSW Radio, the internet station, we're number one, and we're so glad to come before you. I want to really thank those individuals being patient on Instagram. And the reason I say that, because we lost them, but we didn't truly lose them. We thank them for joining us and being a part. Sometimes the network kicks out. Sometimes Instagram give us 1 hour to do what we need to do, and we make it happen the best we can. So we really excited about doing that. I'm talking because I'm just trying to find that new one that they sent to us, and I want to make sure I can play it. If I can't play it today, I will play it for sure coming up on Thursday. But we will play a promo for the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Sigma chapter of Greenville, Alabama. They lead and never follow. Also, let me give a shout out to Quinita Mitchell, being selected as a community leader for Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. She's a member of the Alpha Rho Zeta chapter in Montgomery, Alabama. Also, we'll give a shout out to several other those recipients. They're having theirs on March the 31st, their final womanhood event. And then the Lambda Delta Zeta chapter out of Greenville, Alabama, the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated will have their luncheon, their final womanhood luncheon on April the 6th. So check them out. And if you need to, just go in Lambda Delta Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and it'll populate it for Greenville, Alabama, and you'll get a chance to give them a shout out. If you want to participate, want to get an ad, you can get an ad. So we truly thank each of those organizations for doing what they're doing. As we close out, I want to say to the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma, thank you so much.
Be the pleasure to talk about the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Delta Phi Sigma Chapter in Greenville, Alabama. The most progressive brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. They're providing service. They're standing up to the motto, focus on service and service for humanity. If you want to contact those brothers, you can go to Facebook, Zeta Phi Sigma Greenville, or you can go to Instagram, and that's Zeta Phi Sigma Greenville with the number 10. And if you want to tweet them, those brothers, that's Zeta Phi Sigma _10. Brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity, we're proud of you. Make it do what it do.
Let's give a shout out to those brothers of Phi Beta Sigma. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Partner with WVSW Radio, the internet station. I want to tell you, I love you all, and it's from my heart. And as we close out, like always, I want to let you know that's from my heart. I love you. It ain't a thing you can do about it. So have an awesome rest of the night. We'll see you on Thursday at 7:30, the Minister Shannon Show. Make it do what it do.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.